The WatchBox review, since you last saw, has exploded, and we're no longer in the WatchBox. We are now out of box. And today we're going to try and catch up here with a review of the Swiss Legend Conqueror. Okay, so let me turn off my shelf light and we'll go out here to the review bench and we'll hammer through this review. So let me put my camera down here. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to use natural room lighting here, or I guess ambient room lighting here, as opposed to the harsh reflecting light on my camera, and we'll just go with that. So anyhow, here it is. So this is the Swiss Legend Conqueror. I've had this watch now for at least a year, well over a year, and I like to really use my watches for a long time, sweat on them, get them wet, and really kind of abuse them, I guess, before I really post up a review. You'll never see me do like an out-of-box review showing something brand new, because I don't really see the value in that. So no knock against anyone who wants to do that. It's just, hey, I'd rather live with it, sweat on it, and really pound the snot out of it a bit before I post up my reviews. So let's hammer out the technical specs here. The overall lug end to lug end length is 60 millimeters. The bezel diameter is a 48 millimeter diameter bezel. The case thickness from the flat of the crystal to the flat of the case back is 14.5 millimeters thick. The dial opening is a 35 millimeter diameter dial opening. The crown itself is an 8 millimeter diameter crown, and it's got the Swiss Legend shield logo, and it protrudes out of the side of the case by 6 millimeters. And it's protected by this gradual sloping thick crown guard out of the side of the case. So it's a very well protected crown. The crown itself is a screw locking, screw down crown, and that crown together with the screw in case back achieve 10 ATMs of water case pressure resistance. You don't see a lot of water resistant watches with 10 ATMs and a screw down crown. I kind of wish manufacturers did that more often. I think it helps add a level of like shock and impact resistance on that crown if you bang on it and that type of thing. So really nicely done overall as far as the crown goes on this watch. Let's see, the strap lug width is a standard 26 millimeter wide strap lug width. It uses standard sized spring bars. There's one bar for each strap. The strap tapers from 26 millimeters down to 24 at the ends, on both ends, as you see here. It's lightly padded, I think, and it's a pretty thin strap overall. It's about 3 millimeters in thickness. This is, I believe, the same strap that they offer on the Swiss Legend Militaire #1, the Swiss Legend Pilot as well. It's a pretty generic strap across a lot of different Swiss Legend watches. So it is leather. It's very soft, supple out of the box, very easily wearable. Doesn't require any break-in or anything like that. It's stitched nicely. The edges are finished very nicely as well, down to the tip. Again, this watch is used, so you're seeing that the tip of mine has been kind of chewed up a little bit, so it's held up remarkably well, actually. I'm pretty rough on my animal skin straps. I tend to sweat a lot and washing my hands, doing dishes, things like that. Water wise, animal skin straps don't usually last this long with me, so the fact that this one has, I think, it says something. So the little keepers here, there's two little leather keepers here that also have held up surprisingly well, considering when I use my computer on my desk, these things pretty much get worn and dragged all over my desktop. So the stitching is really well done as well for a watch in this price range. So let's take a look here at the buckle. Again, a 24 millimeter wide buckle here. It's got the Swiss Legend logo laser etched into it here nicely. It's got a nice brushed finish to it. Again, in gunmetal gray ionic plating, just like the rest of the watch. The little tang here is nicely done. Instead of using a folded steel tang, they actually cast this part and brushed it up nicely and finished it as well. So it's a really nice buckle. It's got a slight curvature to it, so it's very comfortable. It doesn't stick out at all when you wear it. So let's see, let's talk about the front of the dial, the business end here. So it's a black enamel coated dial. You're looking at a modified watch here, and I was kind of reluctant to review it, but what the hell. I went ahead and opened the case back up and took the sweep second hand off it, just for the hell of it. I think certain types of watches look better without the second hand ticking around. It's just a straight up two-hand complication with the date wheel. So each of these hour markers are applied luminescent markers, and the Swiss Legend logo in there is also applied to that dial. One thing they got right is the color of the date wheel, and I'm not sure why watchmakers have such a hard time matching the date wheel color with the rest of the dial, but black on black is sharp looking, in my opinion. The hardware that's in there, the hands are all dressed in black ionic plating as well, or I'm sorry, gunmetal ionic plating, so it matches the overall theme very nicely. So let's see, the bezel around the perimeter is a unidirectional rotating bezel. It's a 120 click variety. Pretty smooth overall. It's a little bit on the sloppy side, kind of loose and kind of rattles a little bit, but it's not altogether terrible for a watch in this price range. So I've got worse, basically. It's got a nice coin edge, nicely done coin edge. Actually, the brushed finishing on this watch is outstanding for a watch in this price, as well as the gunmetal ionic plating coating that's on there. Really nicely done. Some of the more detailed corners of the watch, inside the case lugs, around that coin edge, and definitely around the crown, are really, really nicely done. They did a really good job on that, I think. Let's see, you can see the glow-in-the-dark pip at the 00 there, and all these inserted bezel markers for the quarter hours, 15, 30, and 45. And it's pretty nicely done overall. That crystal, okay, here's something different about this watch. That crystal is Swiss Legend's own Sapphitech crystal blend, I guess, so to speak. It's their own proprietary material. I don't have any idea how good or bad it really is. I'm not about to destructively gouge out my watch dials to really see which one is unscientifically the best, but Swiss Legend does offer a 10-year warranty against scratches and chipping on all their Sapphitech crystals. So the case back here is serial numbered, I guess. That's how they kind of track it. So it's serial numbered, as are almost all Swiss Legends, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but this one is. And so you can see the name and model number and the ATM, water pressure resistance, as well as their proprietary Sapphitech crystal. Okay, so again, it's a good crystal. I've banged it around enough over the year, and hey, it's been good so far. But it's nice to know that if I need to, I can kind of cash in, I guess, so to speak, on that 10-year crystal warranty. So let's see. Did I say it has a screw-down crown? The screw-down crown is really nicely done. Really easy to screw, unscrew, and make timing adjustments. No weird grittiness or sticky feeling, when you tighten that crown against the case. Really nicely done here. So let's see. Did I say it has a screw-in case back? There's your screw-in case back. Pretty generic, plain Jane, no frills here. Comfortable. Sits on the wrist nicely. No complaints here with that. Okay, so I bought this watch from worldofwatches.com, and one of the cool things about World of Watches is they have a television broadcast going on too, that they have a TV schedule that they try and stick to, and say what you want about it. It's how they market their product. Okay, there you go. Jim Skelton is the normal show host, but they've got other people in there as well, Charla and the new gal over there. So let's see, there's a lot of different Swiss Legend models to choose from. Mine again is the black dial gunmetal ionic plating, similar to that one, but this one here actually has a gray dial. It's hard to tell from the picture online, but this one here actually has a gray dial. So, and it's $79. Mine was about $70. This mine here was about $70. So it was a good deal overall. So it's heavily styled after this very, very expensive Swiss watch. As you can see, this guy has one, and this guy has one. I guess the main difference, well, I shouldn't say that, but one of the biggest differences is the size. This watch here is just whopping like 70 millimeters, and the Swiss Legend is scaled down somewhat, so in size and price and a bunch of other stuff. So Oh, I didn't talk about the movement. Okay, so this watch here uses a Swiss-made ESA 2331, I believe. I'll have to double check that and add an annotation if that's not correct. I believe it's a Swiss ESA 2331, and there's some controversy about that in a lot of watch collecting circles. Swiss Legend really isn't Swiss, and it really isn't that legendary. They source Swiss movements and they case them in Asia. Okay, the payback being you get a decently good watch for not a whole lot of money. So again, I try not to really get involved in that rigmarole about country of origin and preferences and all that kind of stuff. Just know what you're getting for your money. Okay, so and in that sense, I really do think this watch offers a lot of style points and features really for the money here. So really happy with my purchase. I've bought 3 watches from World of Watches now, and I have no complaints about them. Good service, good shipping, good quality, decent quality overall. No complaints there. So, oh, let me show you the lume. I forgot the lume. Let's dim the lights. Oh, and the computer monitor there, and bust out the flashlight. Charge up a little bit. Lume charge. There we go. Good enough. Okay, so there's your lume. Nothing really spectacular, nothing really special. The hands glow really bright and surprisingly long for a watch in this price range. If the dial were half as long glowing and as bright glowing as the hands, this would be a great watch as far as the lume goes. But you're not buying this watch for the luminescent properties, I don't think. So there's the glow-in-the-dark pip at the 00. It's also kind of fading out pretty quick. Let's turn the camera. There you go. It's also fading out pretty quick. So there you go. Nothing really special here as far as luminescent properties go, but still not altogether terrible for a watch in this price range. So anyhow, thanks guys for tuning in to the WatchBox review. I've got a bunch of other reviews that I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks, maybe a couple weeks here leading into the holidays. So adios amigos, and take care. Thanks.